Last time I started working on a B boss where it had like orbity boys that would then peel off out of their orbit as like an attack. Um Also had like a wall with a gap type attack. And I'll just hop in and do the B boss in a second. But first let me do the main level where I did a lot of stuff offline. First vine movement horizontal. It used to just go straight up. Now it will tweak to the left and the right and bias the platform spawns based on where the like center position of the vine is. Um, there are also some small bugs around like syncing the platform spawning and the vine growth fixed them. Also added a little animation to the start of the game to get where the vine to like start spawning. A lot of UI stuff too. Um, UI to show progress in the level and you improvements to the combo UI, and there were some points of the UI that were only working in landscape but not portrait or vice versa. So now they're both cleaned up to a like a new good baseline. So yeah, here I'll just hop into a quick run through the main level here to go through some of those things. All right, we got the vine like starts up with the spawn. Here's the progress UI. Shows you the progress of the thorns down here, and this green bar will get redder as the thorns get closer. There also is an actual thorn animation. I forget if this was there last time. But yeah, I think this I can probably get rid of the death warning box, the red box here, and still like feel like I'm effectively communicating the danger. You can see the vine is like going slightly to the right, slightly to the left here. That's the horizontal vine movement I mentioned. Combo is up here. It says flow because when you get into it, we got this nice like overflow type effect. I feel like the previous UI, the previous UI only showed you that you were or were not in combo and how close you are to getting back into it, but it didn't show you how much like buffer you had on top of it. So yeah, this is, ooh, I got hit, but oh, now the thorns are right below me. I might be dead. I'm gonna try to keep living, but dang it. And show one or two other things real quick. What else is there? And not that. Show one or two other things here before I get going. So yeah, we got particles go crazy, spew out some tiles, and the vine starts growing. Also, there's a secondary effect here where it like fills out the flow as you're getting closer to a combo. Like there. Anyway, I guess I can also show real quick the portrait UI. So I would go to my deployment platform, just throw a true in here so it thinks we're on mobile. And then I switch my viewport here to the 1280 by 720. But I did change it to fine, so I have to wait a while for recompilation. All right, yeah, 720 by 1280. So this would be like a view more for like a phone. And the tricky part is there's such different like aspects that to give them the same like roughly visual game space in the landscape, I need to use up some width, and in the portrait I need to use up some height. This would be at 1.5. Can't find my way there. It's okay, close enough. So in the portrait I want this to be height, so we have the UI be horizontal here instead for the progress UI, and we also stow the combo or flow, I guess, UI up here in the top bar. orientation seemed correct to me, just generally because, like, when would you want to check on your combo? Probably if you're heading up, like, if you're doing well and moving up quickly, your vision is generally going to be oriented upwards. And when would you care about the thorns is when they would be close, so when your vision would be, like, more oriented downwards. So I think this was the correct layout. Run in? I didn't make it. And these would just be on-screen buttons to, like, play on the phone, similar to the download layout. But yeah, so that's it. Probably the most offline work I've done in a while. Pretty significant UI overhauls there, and making the Vine, like, more powerful is, like, the next step to like, being done the platforming bit of it. So yeah, we'll switch the scene and then I'll hop back to the OneNote to talk about the boss stuff. Alright, I got rid of the define. I also have to fix my viewport. It's just easier. Well, I don't know about easier, but I think it's nicer personally to test in, like, the squared or the landscape mode. Just because, I don't know, that's probably what browser and desktop would be targeting. It's just how most monitors are. The phone is, like, the exception, where they're either ultra widescreen if landscape or, like, significantly portrait. Anyway, yeah, we're back to landscape mode. Cool. Now switch the level. Boss test B. Just make sure this run. Cool. All right. Hop back to OneNote. So the first thing I want to do here is this orbit attack, as being, like, the third attack in the Queen Bee's arsenal. Where, again, the idea, do I have paint open? That's over in a different view here. I'll pop it over. So the idea is, if your player is here, then the attack would start, like, say, like, here, and the bees would go for the, like, tip of our head, say, like, here, at which point they would do an orbit before exiting out the other side. I think there's, like, an attack like this in Galaga, right? Isn't this how some Galaga ships come in, like, spawn into the map? Yeah, it's the idea. So it's basically a combination of the technology where it's just like, hey, we're gonna pick a target, offset from the player. Once we hit that target, we're gonna switch into our circle patrol, and then our circle patrol is gonna, after we do one revolution, leave, exit the orbit. Like, so yeah, just like a combination of the two, toggling between the two existing movement behaviors we already have. So I think the first place to start with that is, well, first let's zoom in on the scene. A prefab. We're gonna make a new B prefab here. We'll call it B. I call it B Galaga almost, but it's like, it's not Orbiter either, because I'll put Player Orbiter. That's the boring, straightforward name. God, there's, like, two menus tightly overlaid here. Very annoying. Sometimes you're grabbing this other thing here. You want to move this. Anyway, we'll give them a different color. What's the opposite? It'll be like blue. Blue is the opposite of orange. You heard it here first. And then it would also want our circle patrol component, but initially disabled. Then we would add a just like I think just a new script specific to this, something like the orbiter, player orbiter or something. So let's go to scripts, bosses, I guess. The boss player orbiter. Oh, Visual Studio gonna crash on me? No, we're good. Well, I'm changing my got to the end of it. All right. All right, B boss player orbiter. So back to my B-man, B prefab. And got a target. Like yeah, so I have this like helper component that's like a target. And I'll hand the player to this. And then it wasn't there a track target? Yeah. Okay. So get rid of specific direction. This will just do the work. This is like slightly more complicated in this, where I will hand the B the player as its like target, and then this script will move in a specific direction but towards the target. So even as the target moves. But we want it to be above the player's head. Let's say like a 1 here, or 0.75. Yeah, this disabled circle patrol. Let's just move it down, I think is more clear. Okay. So, and then we also add our B-boss player orbiter. What we'll get here is Q tar target. Get our target. Get our QVMBC track target. Our circle controller. What is it? Circle patrol. Circle patrol. What else? So the idea here is, okay, when we reach our target, turn off target tracking, turn on circle patrol, set up a delayed event to turn off the circle patrol, and then turn on, I guess we do want specific direction just for the way out. So we're like switching between 3 movement behaviors here. Because I don't want to, I could make a dummy target on either side of the screen, but I don't really want to. I want them to just go, or not this again. QMVC specific direction, but disabled. Okay. Say M target, just all these getters. Track target, is QMVC track target, circle patrol, telling me is circle patrol. And my specific direction is direction. Okay. That's an error. There you go. Now on update, I want to say mTarget get something. What does this give me? Target acquired, target lost, as target, get target position 2 probably is what I want. Yeah. Target pos is this. Well, I guess first we also need a state, right? So private, just to make it a little bit cleaner to handle, like being in these 3 different types of motion. We'll say private enum movement state. Entering 0. Orbiting is 1. Exiting is 2. And we start with entering. Okay. So then here we can say if state equals movement state entering, we like check our target and stuff. But if we're in instead movement state orbiting, we'll do something, and there will be nothing to do if we're exiting. So might even be nothing to do with our orbiting, but we'll hold on, we'll see. So we get our target position, and if it's transform, say to pos equals transform local position, or just position, I guess. It's gonna complain if I try and do vector 3. So then we can get distance, target pos, distance, be pos minus target pos. We'll just get squared magnitude. My understanding is it's slightly faster. Because then you just check against the squared result you want, and then you don't have to do the square root. So say const float k square distance threshold is equal to I don't know 0.1. And then we say if distance is less than or equal to a square distance threshold, should rename this square distance. Then we enter a different state. So we say I'll say like begin orbit. Or enter orbit and exit orbit. Enter orbit, what we're gonna do is we turn off track target. Turn our circle patrol, we have to set the position. We can. I might not. Let's go to the circle patrol, I don't think. How does this work exactly? Okay, it's just using its initial position. She's gotten a start. So we just need a helper here to override that. It should just really be set circle center. Right? Yeah. It's not a float, it needs to be a vector 3. I'm just gonna call this circle center. Fix it wherever it's wrong. Yeah. Set up the setter here. Head back over here. Set circle center. It would be equal to, let's pass the player pos since we already have it. So vector 2 circle center is equal to the player pos plus the target's offset, right? Or I guess minus the target offset. Because we're going like above the player here, so this is the offset. Or not that, I mean, this is very misleading. This to the center of the player, sort of. Offset. So it's sort of positive in the direction from the player, but if we want to find the center of our circle, we need to go back down negative from the position of our target. Actually, hold on. Does this get target position 2 already offset it? Wait, where's this offset? Oh, it's in the tracking script. Interesting, interesting. Okay. So we don't have to offset anything. The tracking script is doing that silently. So the circle center is just the player pos. And then we enable the circle control. And the next part would be to schedule the exit based on just calculating the duration of the circle patrol. But let's test incrementally here and see if we can get the sort of enter to the player into the orbit thing. Okay. So go back to our scene here, and we can care about spawning these in later. For now, we should just put in a bunch, see if they come at us. Oh wait, I forgot to, I'm gonna have to give them their target. This is gonna crash because their target will be null. Yep, that's exactly what happened. So when I set up these being spawned by the boss controller, I will just hand them target. But for now, since we're just doing the initial test, I can just say, hey, here it is in the editor. All right. That did not work. I don't know why I need to step frame by frame, because I feel like I lost them a bunch immediately. Yeah, where'd they go? Why are they down there? They immediately go to negative 20? I have not, what is happening? Let's put it at a weird other location and see what happens. Oh yeah, they're immediately going down here. Heck. I truly have no idea what's happening. The only thing I can think of is like they're like their move speed is too high and they're like really overshooting the target somehow. I don't know, what if I put one over here? I'm really. Oh, then they're back to like being normal. Doesn't seem like they're going into their orbit like we hoped. They are tracking us. Oh man, I got wrecked so quick. Start over. Start paused. See if I can. Okay, so yeah, we are getting one frame of their initial position. I'm looking through their properties, seeing if anything is like really suspicious. Yeah, okay, I step one frame and they jump to the. Oh, is Circle Patrol. I was wondering maybe if Circle Patrol was immediately setting their position, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Updates should only be called if you're enabled. I guess I should just disable scripts one by one here. Let's start with the B boss player orbiter. Won't do what we're testing. It'll just track us as a target. But we'll see if that's the source of the teleporting. No, they're still teleporting. Okay. So let's turn that back on. Turn off. I guess track target. So here they don't have any movement controller. They shouldn't really move at all. Okay, that is what happened. So I suspect what has happened is I like unwittingly added some code to this track target because I use it for camera code. Let me see if there's any problem here. No, I'm not seeing an obvious problem. Hmm. What if I put it 0, 0? Is it like being flipped or something? This guy was like well above me and now he's well below me. It really, really only can be this track target thing. Oh, you know what? What if it's this roll direction on start thing? No, wasn't that. So I was thinking maybe it didn't have a target, it would roll its direction to 0 and like be significantly offset. Hmm. Maybe is there an assumption this is using a local? I'm snapping to a local position. I think I'm not understanding something, and this is generating some huge value here on the first frame. I think I'm just missing a normalize, or maybe rubber banding equals 0. It's not generating the thing I expect. Yeah, why is there any rubber banding? Something is wrong about this. For starters, this is a copy paste error, almost certainly. It should be X. I see, I see. This... I like have no idea what my... I have no idea what I was doing here, and there's no comment. It's like moved or it could be... This isn't the absolute value of this. So... Yeah, I don't know, this code makes no sense to me, so I guess let's just fix it. Damn, this... This is like, these two lines of code are so confusing to me. I really have no idea what I intended. But I think what I'm gonna say is... What? This is the most... Alright. Well... Just assume it was supposed to be this. Negative rubber banding if it's less than 0. You know what? I'll just leave it and switch these X and Y scales to 0. I need that in note though. Unclear how, why this is supposed to work. Seems like it's not properly handling case where rubber banding equals 0 or is at least very misleading in that case. Still producing, this will still produce a significant move delta from rubber banding if X and Y scales are non-zero. So let's also make the rubber banding be off by default. Okay. Let's take our bees, turn their tracking back on, and turn off all rubber banding. And that didn't work because we're in the middle of a thing. So we'll have to do it again. Hate to see it. Okay. See if this works. This should give us at least our tracking and not that. Yeah, okay, so they're starting at a logical place. They aren't going into their orbit though. Let's take a look at that. Oh, we didn't do anything. We have to call our function. I think I want to make this slightly bigger. You need the player pos. I got that for you. Okay. So now we actually call our function. Hopefully they enter our orbit. Doesn't seem like it. I don't think so. Oh, you know what? I don't think we disabled our thing. Oh no, we did. Track target and new false. Orbit. Maybe this needs to be bigger. Let's just also add some debug printing. See if this is happening. I think maybe I need to disable the movement interface instead. It's like if the movement is enabled but the movement controller isn't, I think the movement will keep happening. Okay, it thinks it should be entering the orbit, which means, yeah, let's also disable our movement interface. So we will also turn off our like traditional movement interface when we go into that circle patrol. Okay. So I think what was happening is it wasn't going into the patrol because it was just being ridden. Okay. So now it is working, but its initial rotation is incorrect. We're gonna have to calculate that rotation. And actually I think we should just do it in set circle center. Set circle center should just get its current rotation based on its position. Like as close as it can get. So yeah, I've transformed opposition. Bar delta is transformed opposition minus pos, right? And what do we want to do with this? Want to get the angle between this and like 0 of the unit circle, which would be right. So we do delta dot angle, I think, or between. Maybe vector to dot angle from vector to dot right to delta. Cool. And then we pass that angle to set initial rotation to angle times math f degree to rad. All right. So yeah, it got to a position and then it was like just like picking a random position in the circle to do its patrol. So now it should like try and start. Oh no, it crashed. Or it didn't assert. What asserted? Oh. I'm gonna say set rotation. The assert was right based on the name of the function, but now I'm using it in a different way. Okay. And now thinking about it, they actually don't need to aim for players like the top of the player's head. Since we can like kind of figure out our rotation a little bit. I don't know, that one didn't look right. Let's... What am I fixing here? The square distance here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong script. I want to look at EBOS player orbiter. So, need to get our square radius. Square circle patrol radius, because this is what we should check against. I think I need a getter for radius. In fact, I'm gonna need the speed as well. Turn M radius and get speed. M speed. Okay. So we go ahead and get radius. Now we get rid of this random value. Cool. Now, based on, it should just line up with whatever we set in the circle patrol. If we reduce the radius of the circle patrol, it'll reduce the radius of its check. If we increase the radius, you know, vice versa. You guys get it. Interesting. What's happening to my boy there? Oh, we're re-triggering entering orbit because we did not change the state. Okay. So here in enter orbit, we need to change our state to movement state orbiting. Hey, that wasn't right. Oh, the reason it's not right is because it might, I think it was. And you see that happen again. I think it was correct where it thought its center was, but its center is in the wrong spot. What is that? How did I break it? Oh, wait, did I remove? Maybe that has to do with that offset. See if I remove the offset, if it makes any difference. 'Cause it was slightly above me. But I thought it wouldn't have invoked that. So it's surprising to me, but let's see if it changes it. No, still happening. Let me debug log more information. Place this. If I stand still, they should all return the same position. I maybe... Oh, that's one possibility. I might be using my own position. Is that correct? Oh, it should be target boss. Let's see. Let's see what the player is as well. Player is at 0, 0, negative 13. They think they're setting their circle to 0, 0, negative 13. They clearly are not. Unless they're being affected by any other movement, perhaps? No? I think I somehow messed up. Let me double check the diff here. For circle patrol. See a obvious problem. Bug maybe the math here in our circle patrol. Center plus circle center x plus x offset plus y plus y offset. All right, I want to see like see how this adds up here. It's how I don't understand if they have the correct center. I'm interested to see how they yeah, see it thinks its center is negative 10. What happened to you, center? Not sure where this 13 is becoming a 10. Oh wait, is it in the no. Thought it might have been an unintended side effect of my rotation function. Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, let's pause game. Gonna be a ton of spam. We're looking for setting center to guess not. I have to go Turn off the louder one. Here, I gotta turn this off. It's still good. I'm confirming it's like 10 and 11 and stuff. So we know it's the wrong center. I don't understand at what point the center is becoming wrong. Wait, what? I see it says negative 13 called from here. But then inside the here. Oh, well, not that. I need to do this. I did the wrong thing. Let's try again. I know, it still thinks it's negative 13. Then we know in the update it like somehow is not negative 13 anymore. Right? Circle center, negative 10.9. Is anything else setting this? I mean, we can see there's only 3 calls of it. There's only 3, yeah, no, nothing else is calling set circle center. Oh, I wonder if it's this order. I think sometimes flipping enabled initiates callbacks. I don't think it's that. I think it's some weird game logic bug I'm missing. Huh? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Oh, are there multiple circle patrols by accident? Now, just one. Could it being local position matter? I don't think it should, 'cause it's unparented. Unless the scene has like an implicit position? I don't think so. Um, yeah. I guess what was happening. What if we get rid of this? This could be what messing it up. Is like somehow start getting recalled. Maybe start gets recalled on enablement, and then it's just snapping the position to like it's overriding the start position to whatever. Okay, yeah. It looks like that worked. Yeah, they're orbiting where I actually was, so that's what happened. So I think we're just gonna do awake instead. I think that will fix it. Because I do want that to still be a default value, but like you should be able to call the setter to override it just by enablement. So I'm pretty sure moving it from start to enabled should fix that. Yep, that's pretty much what I want. Cool. But I think just to like see what it looks like, let's turn up the speed. Because in theory, it should be very predictable movement, right? Even if I'm hopping around. Put these to 8. Put the circle speed up to like 4. Increase the radius to 3. It's a wider radius. It's more fair. 3.5 even. Okay. Yeah, looks good to me. The radius is a bit too wide, probably. So put it back down to 3. Speed probably down to 3.5. Yeah, I think that's it. I kind of want to see them coming in a line though, because I think that's how I'm gonna like spawn them. So let's try setting that up. Yeah, that looks. I think this is basically what I'm looking for. So yeah, they can kind of like chase me down. I fell off. I kind of messed up that test. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted. I think let's actually have them do 2 rotations before they yeet out of here. So yeah, intermediate state there works. That's good. Let's add the last little bit. Let's get rid of this debug printing, or I'll forget to get rid of it. Log up my console. It's kind of a subtle bug there with start being initiated by enable. I did not realize that. Okay, so we go back to our BBoss player orbiter. Get rid of this debug printing. And then I don't even think we don't even need more like state. We're just gonna invoke float. We'll get our duration. Double duration equals 2.0f times circle patrol duration. Or it's like speed or something. Oh, dang it. It's the speed. It's like units per frame. It's not the duration, right? Yeah, let's look at how are you use speed. Yeah. Oh wait, it's like unit circle. Yeah, I need to get the so I need to calculate the actual circumference of the circle. Circle maybe circle perimeter. This means the same thing, right? Circle perimeter is equal to circle patrol dot radius times mathf dot pi 2 times circle perimeter. So then we invoke exit orbit at um I don't know, what's the word? Double duration. Then on exit orbit, take our circle patrol, we disable it. We enable our movement interface. And we enable our Q specific direction. And we set the direction to, we'll just say the left, but we'll type the direction in the future, when we spawn and stuff. So they should charge at me, start orbiting me, do roughly 2 circles, and then exit to the left. One, 2-ish. Oh, this didn't, my math is way off somehow. Where they're not exiting. Yeah, way off. I guess since time is turning into an angle, the perimeter doesn't matter. I should be fine on that. The duration is basically like how many. Let me double check. Let me see the math here. Dang you, math. Yeah, it's just okay. Duration is speed is basically radians per second. And radians per second doesn't care about how big the circle is. So don't care about the perimeter. It would just be 4 pi radians divided by our speed, which is in radians per second. Add a note there, so this doesn't, if I ever do this again, it doesn't use me again. All right, so that basically worked though. It was the movement I was going for. I just want it to happen a bit quicker. My math was wrong. So let's see. One, two, and out. Yeah, there we go. That's the orbit attack. Did it. All right. I'm gonna put properly spawn orbit attack as its own thing, because like, dang, that behavior is a little bit harder than I expected, and it spent quite a lot of time. So let's call that its own section. And we'll call it done. So this probably shouldn't be too bad. It's just like the last little bit of the previous. The idea here is we just integrate it into our BBoss controller. We hand them a, make this a prefab, hand them the prefab, and then they, you know, spawn a wave of them every so often. We'll also deal with this direction thing where sometimes they'll come in from the left and exit to the right. So all that sort of good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna delete my 2 extra B orbiters. I'm gonna take a quick look at our main boy here. See if there's anything I want to change before I save him to a prefab. At least initially this looks fine. So we are going to go ahead and save him to a prefab. Oh, he already was a prefab. Okay, we're going to save his overrides into the prefab. We're going to delete him from the world and then go work directly on the prefab. Well, actually, do we even need to? I don't think so. We just now need to go to our script, our BBoss controller, add a new field for player orbit attack drone. Bad. It's fine. It's better to type more and not be confused. There's already one named orbiter. I gotta make it unambiguous. Okay, then we go to our boss and we hand it our prefab. Player something. Player orbiter. What else? What else? Right, okay. So now we need a time to private void spawn player attack or player orbit attack. We'll just start. Might have time to do this later today, but we're gonna start with just okay. Backers we'll say 5. And we do for and I equals 0, I less than a num attackers. Plus I. Do a setup function. I don't think we need to. Spawn or to instantiate a really long name thing at. Okay, I guess we need to pick our position here. So let's take a look at our wall attack to get an idea of the bounds we're dealing with. Okay, yeah, we'll just use the same wall attack vertical range, or maybe a, say, float range y equals k wall attack vertical range times, like, we'll constrain it a little bit. Plus y is random dot range, negative range y, range y. What else? What else? Plus x. We also just want to look to our wall attack. What is it doing? Yeah. I guess we also need to roll whether or not the spawn right is random. A range from 0 to 2 exclusive. That'll be a coin flip. And then our pos x is if we're spawning from the right, and we spawn at k something. Whoops. Start x. And if it's false, it's the negative version of that. Okay, then we have our vector 3 spawn pos equals new vector 3 pos x pos y. Okay. Then we probably also, I guess it's just a slight delay, right? Private void spawn player attack orbit full. It's kind of an annoying thing. I guess, yeah, I mean, or vector 3 pos, because the position will be the same. It's just like a slight delay. And then we'll move this instantiate there, and I forget it's like start coroutine. Let me double check the setting from our other boss, Rad or something. Or it's just called boss controller coroutine. Right, gotcha. We need this like a enumerator that yields our actual implementation function. Delayed. Take the pos. Actually, yeah, just take B right. We'll calculate. Oh no, because we want the same position for everything. We do want the pos. And we can infer whether it's right by the signage of the position. Delay, wait, delay, call this with pos. Start coroutine. On player. Delayed. At pos with delay. We will calculate the delay. First, we need a constant. A delay between, we'll say, I don't know, 0.2. And then our float delay is delay between times I. Cool. We're supposed to spawn pos. Alright. We'll spawn our thing at a delay. And then need to grab our guy after we spawn him. Spawned. Need to get the rest of this spawn parameters. Okay. Let me say spawned. Get component. Qtar target. Set target. Can you not? Yes, you can. Oh, I think I need specific target. Set. Yeah. We already have the player. Yes, we do. We give the player the target, and then we're going to also want to tell its eBOS player orbiter. We'll add a public void. Spawned from right. We'll spawned from right. Then just private pool and spawned from right. Default to false, whatever. And m spawned from right equals b spawned from right. Okay. So that's the other thing we have to do. We have to call. So, oh wait, this is not, we want our bboss. Here it is. Spawned dot get components like b or something. bboss player orbiter spawned from right is just pos dot x greater than 0. Okay, that should be good. Oh, but we didn't actually call our, well, first let's, got a compile thing to get through here. Oh, just missing another paren. Here on update, here around just all the time. This other one, or player orbit attack or something. Okay, so when the first wall comes in, we should get a, oh yeah, there's our orbiters as well. They orbit around. Oh, this is probably impossible. It's current state. Oh, well, I guess they don't, the color bees don't actually hurt me at all. That's interesting. Slightly. Yeah, we need to maybe fix that offset in cases where I'm on the move. Oh, I got blasted. Let me run through some of that again. See if I can get a better impression of what is causing that orbit, enter orbit rotation to be unexpectedly off. See, that's correct for moving from the X. This looks fine. Oh, I fell off. No. Oh, damn it. Okay, so but X seems fine. Must be Y. Far edge here. Good, they don't care. And even if I move over during, he just updates his orbit like he should. Same deal here. This looks fine, but if I go up, yeah, it starts to be wrong. That one was right. Hmm. Again, that one was wrong, but I wonder if it's only... she's gonna stop spawning until she gets another shield there. So this is fine. If I move up after they spawn, no, that's fine too. That one wasn't. Oh, you know what? This is like that tangent thing. You know what I mean? Where like at a certain point it wraps around this angle between. There's like a specific quadrant. Pretty sure there's a specific quadrant where this just straight up delta angle is not going to be correct. Where are you, angle? This is the wrong script. Angle. This is also the wrong script? How's this happening? I think it's actually in here, that's why. Oh, here it is, I found it. So something like if it's greater than subtract by 250 or subtract from 270 angle between or something. There's some like rule here. Angles in quadrant 3. So it's something like no, I mean that should only be if both vectors are in quadrant 3. Right should never be in. Maybe it needs to be normalized? Do you get weird angle betweens at different magnitudes? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Okay. Oh my god, immediately knocked out of the map. I gotta turn down the bee's knockback or make this ground platform bigger. Or knocking you out of the map does the damage instead of killing you. Okay, they're coming in. That one's fine. This one should also be fine. Yep. It's fine. So this one should be broken. Yeah, and it is. That one I think was fine. They're happening a little too frequent now to notice properly. And E-Lady is wrecking me. Maybe order is wrong, or and it needs to be like the other order. That? Because in that, maybe I need to do that one sometimes and the other one other times, because it does seem like it's just mirrored over the axis. So I flipped it, so should the other cases that were good before be flipped now? We'll see. That looked fine. It's fine. I think it's fine now. I don't know, I guess I need to have it a few more times to be sure. I think in some cases it was just the jarring nature of their movement being counter to like them always going what's the word, clockwise, being that one they jumped a little bit. I don't even know how much health I have. So not. Oh, you know, it's if I go at them, I think. If I go at them, then the angle would be the other way, right? Yeah, I know. I think it's fine in the average case. I'll take a closer look at this edge case in the future. I'm gonna call this done. Um, so move to top on damage before spawning new bees. I wanted to squish it down a little bit. It's not that though. Squish it down. Because I want it to leave the very top so it can be somewhat of a safe-ish space for the boss to retreat to. Um, I think I skipped one. Parent. Okay. So now we have generated that little bit of extra safe space for the boss to go retreat to. Gotta actually set that up. On our B-boss controller. Let me check what I can guess. I guess this wants like a state too. State would be something like private, boss state. Say for now we only really need like vulnerable and invulnerable, but I'm thinking of what I might want for the future. I think I have on the to-do here like add some different movement behaviors. So we should do something like lots or orbiters. I'm trying to think of a good name for the idea. Basically, the idea is when you have a lot of orbiters, so you're pretty safe. high orbiter count. Low orbiter count. Doing special attack. All right, I'll just say special attack. I think I also have on here. No, why did you move? Also have. Yeah, I don't know where I put it, but I guess I didn't have it in here. I probably don't want the bee to be like chasing you around while it's doing the special attacks, like spawning orbiters or whatever. We'll add special attack state. Also flee. No orbiters. We'll say is 2. Attack is 3, and we'll say last is recently damaged 4. Okay. So this is like where we leave orbit and stuff. We'll start, well, I guess I need a private boss state. And state is high orbiter count. We'll have a private void here. Change state. Boss state. State. Okay. So here, we would say if m orbiting bees, say if m state is equal to high orbiter count and orbiting bees that count is less than half of the orbit, whatever. A orbit, starting bees, I think is. So basically, if you are in the high orbiter count and you fall down below half, or if you are in the low orbiter count and orbiting bees that count equals 0. What else? What else? I don't think we need this check. I think we should just always have this. Just if this state to no orbiters. I guess I want to exclude like special and stuff from this. But for now, let's see how we actually implement special. Change state here to low orbiter count. Then isn't there like an on damage taken? Yeah. Instead of spawn orbiters, leave orbit timer, we do change state and boss state recently damaged. Then I'll leave that there for now. I'm going to do something in a second. Switch. New state. So I'll generate this for me. Guess not. Do a lot of the work. Low orbiter count. Recently damaged. I guess no orbiters. Recently damaged. And special attack. Is that the same order? I like to keep the same order. Okay. So when we get hit, we will call this with recently damaged. Now, what we want to do is flee to a particular position. So I guess we need to carve out here if M state is equal to special attack or equal to recently damaged. We will do something different and we will only leave every other state to the current behavior. Okay. So here in the recently damaged case, what we want to do is, I guess here when it happens, we're just gonna need some like let's say recently damaged. We already have our wander movement. No. But a private Q MVC wander M queen B wander movement. Fine, we're getting the queen B or making it, right? The queen B wander movement equals and queen B. Get component MVC wander. Fine. Okay. And change state. And recently damaged, we say QMVC wander. Wander or something. Enabled equals false. Then when we eventually go back to high orbiter count, we'll say enabled equals true. Again. Okay. If we are recently damaged, we will get our movement interface. Just call it directly to go to our safe spot at the top. Alright. Here in our update, we will say queen B movement. They're just like a move. Yeah. Say we're going towards safe target pos is, I don't know, 12.5. We'll say 13.5. New vector 2. That would be safe target pos minus queen B transform that position. I guess I should just make that its own local. There is this normalized. These babies are 3. And scale is just 1. It's a problem. I just take a vector 2 int. I guess it's like a movement mask. They got x greater than 0, 1, 1. Else if dir.x less than 0, -1, else 0. And for y as well. So then ask this accomplishes the same thing. Problem. Oh. There you go. What's the problem? Oh. You make the same mistake over and over again. Alright, alright. So, what now? Now, oh, I guess I need to put state. When we hit the queen bee, she should change state. That change state should change her update behavior to flee up to top middle instead of continuing to wander. And that's what we're going to check for now. But then the next step would be check that you make it to the top middle, wait a second, spawn your orbiters, then go back to your like aggressive wander. Alright, gotta go find the... And these orbiters are pretty vicious. Oh no, we crashed immediately. You hate to see it, you hate to see it. Queen bee wander movement. Did we not get it properly? Take a look at the prefab. I thought it was a wander movement. Oh, it's a bounce off the wall movement. Okay, same. They're similar. I have to rename it though. Bounce movement. Okay. It's like wander, but it keeps them off the walls because they bounce away from it's like random if there's nothing nearby, but if you recently hit a wall, bounce away from the wall, you know? Alright, let's see. I hit her. I feel like she didn't run away. On the... Alright, pause. What's the problem here? I think I might just subtraction reversed in the wrong way. I thought you're supposed to do target minus source, right? I know. Negative 0.9, that doesn't seem right. I was... Oh, because it's normalized. Okay. That does make sense. My move mask wrong? No, negative 1, 1. 0.9, 0.3. Yeah? What's happening? Oh, yeah. Where's she going? I don't get it. It's like going the opposite direction. It is calling move every frame, but it's going the opposite direction it's supposed to. Gotta stop you. Look. X greater less. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna trigger that again. See if it does anything different. I just want to get a better like heuristic sense of where the error could be. That's just debug spam. Not you though. Stop debug spamming. Spam this other place. Alright, so let's spew out the direction we expect to move. See what that gives us. Not sure. See? Oh, you know what? It's got a timer. I think the wander behavior, like triggering the timer. Let me see. Let me open up that. Do we have the prefab here? Bosses, B-boss. You have a timer. Yeah. And bounce and reroll direction on timer. Okay. I see. I see. I think what's happening here Because I was just disabling the wrong thing. I need to actually disable this. The bounce, like the underlying bounce. If I roll a random, change my bounce vector, who cares? If I change all these things, changing my bounce vector shouldn't actually matter. Or yes, it does matter. Where's M bounce vector going? Oh, I guess determine movement. Update direction. Okay, the point is, I'm pretty sure I was touching the wrong component. I think I'm like going through the chain of components now to see if I have the correct one, but I think I do. Let's just find out. Do MVC bounce, just bounce. All right, let's go hitter. It's going up. Is still wandering to the left. What is going on with that? All right, let's take a look and see what components are enabled and what components aren't. In fact, let's also, where are you, BBoss? You're gonna be forced back in here. You continue to drift to the left, that's fine. Because now, what if I get rid of this timer? No. All right, hop back. I think I just have to. Yeah, I think the only thing to do is disable the movement interface. I think the problem is disabling the movement controller doesn't do anything because the movement interface still just like checks it. But so I'm trying here to like just rely on the existing movement interface, and that's not what I'm gonna do. Instead, we're just gonna disable the movement interface and move the maybe to the safe spot directly. It's true. False here. Yeah, here instead of move, you don't need this move mask anymore. Do instead is just transform position. You move my movement, get speed. Speed. Move translation maybe. Can't believe there's no way to get this speed. I'm shocked that that's not something I would have ever. Oh, 10. Get move speed. What the heck? Oh, I think I'm just doing it wrong. In the movement, get move speed. I just do plus equals speed times time dot delta time. There. Good? No, back to 3. Good. That should be fine. Okay. So we'll move the queen bee directly. It's a little unfortunate. Sort of helper components are a bit too flexible to work together in this way. I'm missing whatever required information is, you know, associated with getting them to work in this way, but it's fine. Why are you not moving though? Anything. Directly overriding transform. Oh. This is the same. I ran into this problem with the rat boss too. The transform of this is the boss controller that's like spawning everything and tracking the progress and junk like that. You have to get the queen bee's position. Modify that. So go hit her, running away. It's a bit too high up. Let's eke that down. Like say 11.75. And also I guess I want to go double speed. It's the runaway, makes sense. Okay. Then when we get there, if I guess we need dir and dir normalized. I guess we can call this delta, unnormalize it, and dir is delta.normalized. We can say if delta.magnitude is less than, I don't know, like 0.25f, then I guess so I want to I think I can just do it under special attack to spawn the orbiters. Like the same, I'll just use special attack for me like, hey, wait a second. And I can just have it like a generic special attack duration. Okay. Let's throw some stuff up here, like private, const float k, safe, loss y is what we said, negative 11.75. What else? We need a private float and special attack duration. We'll start negative, and then we'll just set it to something and decrement it down to 0. And then we can say private const float k spawn orbiters duration. Say like a second. Okay. So in special attack, all we'll do is say special attack duration minus equals time dot delta time. And if special attack duration is less than or equal to 0.0f, you will go to, I guess we can say like have a helper function here. That's like bboss state, get orbit state, right? And then just this logic here. Like if it's 0 or if it's half, like we can say like if, say like first int half orbiters equals k num b's times 0.5f rounded. You can first say if m b's dot count 0, turn bboss state, no orbiters. Else if m orbiting b's dot count is greater than half orbiters, turn bboss state, high orbiter count. Else turn bboss state, low orbiter count. So then we can say change state to bboss state or get state. So that means like if in the future, if we use a special attack at a different time, like after we were damaged and we might not have dudes around, you'll go back into the proper state to restore movement or whatever. Okay. So once we get close enough, we would change state, bboss state, special attack. Say M special attack. Duration is K something. Duration. Then this like spawn arbiters thing. I should just this. Anytime you want to respawn arbiters, probably want to reset the timer, so I can just merge those. Then I got one function to call, and I can call it here. Okay, so what is the change here? Change is we should, when we hit the, I guess I should add these movement blocks to all. It's possible in the future I want these to like switch into different movement controllers because like there's one that's like run away. So if you have no orbiters, you run away and maybe be a bit more aggressive when you have high orbiters. I have that on the to-do, but we're already running short on time, so I don't know if we'll get there. We'll see. So yeah, what we expect to see is when we hit the B, should run away to the safe zone, wait, run away to the safe zone, spawn its orbiters, and then after like a second or so, resume wander behavior. So bam, we got him. He's running away. Wait a second, then resumes wander behavior. All right, to really see it, I feel like we're gonna have to wait it out until we spawn a few of these. Get rid of the orbiters so we can see them respawn. Okay. All out of orbiters. Let's wait for her to come down a little bit. Oh, come on. Blasted. Alright, hop back to the top. Spawns more orbiters and then resumes wandering. Alright, yeah, that's pretty much what I want. This is the behavior I'm looking for. Okay. We're gonna call this done. Okay. Cool stuff. I think we'll probably get to here. That might be the wall though. It's do the rest either next time or a offline. So yeah, the next thing here is chase flee behaviors to toggle in and out of. I just talked about this. The idea here, the idea here is that there are some other just like pretty basic relative to a target, what's the word? Movement behavior scripts that I already have. I can just hand some of them out and like go in between them to give just some more interesting movement here. So I believe there is a, let's just see QMVC, it should show all of them. We have Wander Chase, Wander Flee, and Wander. So yeah, I think these are the three, or I guess the two we want. We'll use Bounce as our Wander, like our base Wander. So Wander Chase, we need a specific target. Guitar specific, be the player. We add a wander chase. A wander flee. And we just saw that messing with the movement interface did not necessarily override the movement. So let's just double check that like base level. Make sure it's doing expected to. Where's move translation? Here you are. Okay. So interface QMVC. No, go back. Back. In current document. See anything? How is that current document? Oh. Alright. Now I'm in this document. MVC is not in here. So it must be, I guess what we're looking for is the base code of base class of MVC. So not this one. This one is okay. Take a look at this movement controller interface. How is this working? Update direction, update impl, update. Okay. Oh, I see, I see. So yeah. Stopping to call the update won't call move anymore. I think it should work. Let's just see. If it doesn't, then I'll deal. Okay. And none of these are using timers, so I think that's fine. Okay, okay. So let's also disable wander flee and wander chase and chase. Oh wait, this is just it's not doing like 50-50, it's just saying, hey, if you don't have a target, wander. So I feel like that's an unnecessary complication in a world where we expect target to be present. So let's just use the base chase and flee. So we'll say this is the default chase. He's at high orbiter count. Then turn off bounce here. So let's go to BBoss controller. Bounce movement enabled false. So I need to get the other types of movement. Chase movement. We also are going to need, well, I'll just set the target. I was going to say, do I need to store the target? I don't think so. I just need to set it. Oh, I guess I should put Queen Bee in those names just here. Okay. Back to where we're setting the movement. Get the other types of movement. Chase. And the other one is flee. Okay. We got our different movements, and also when we make our Queen Bee, we want to set our target. Yeah, the player, I assume we do. Yeah. Okay, so we set the target and get the other movement types. What else? What else? All right, we need to update the state change function to go in and out of the appropriate movement types. So here, say M queen B chase movement enabled true. This will also have a good side effect of bringing them more back towards the center of the screen, in that after they go up all the way to the top, the only place the player could possibly be is below them. And the flee movement is disabled. And we basically copy this block for the other orbiter. It's so low, we turn off the chase and just fall back to like a wander bounce. A bounce is basically a wander that hits walls. And then here, when you have no orbiters, you are gonna flee. Okay. We are already like potentially invoking those states here. So let's try that out. It's actually, I imagine being chased from the beginning will probably be pretty obvious whether or not it's happening. And also, if we can survive until all the arbiters are gone, fleeing will also be pretty obvious. And she's coming for me. Oh man, just blasted immediately. I think I need these orbiters to die when they hit you. Oh yeah, this is brutal. Oh, but I guess I hit her. She's coming back down. I feel like the chase maybe is too aggressive. Can we tweak the parameters? Yeah, let's... All I can really do is give it a timer and a lead distance. If I made the lead distance significant. If not, I might need to... They got a new parameter. Yeah, chase is too aggressive, unfortunately. I think what it needs is a timer actually like set to a pretty set to a relatively big thing. Because that means it can only update its like heading. It can only like retarget the player every like in a reduced frequency basically. If I'm saying here, hey, you can only retarget the player either somewhere between every 1.25 to 1.75 seconds. That should mean if you're like hopping around, heading will be slightly off. See if that's enough. I got hit on the edge there. Dang it. And I guess I'll also get rid of roll direction on start so that it doesn't immediately go for you. It has to wait for one tick of the timer before it can start chasing you. She's like chilling, she'll start chasing you, you can run away. Oh, the guy almost got me. The guy clipped me, run in, run in. Hit her, she's running away. Back to the top. Chasing. Oh, jumped over. Yeah, I don't know if the guys need to go slow. Maybe the orbit needs to be smaller. I try that. It's just like such a threatening force of nature, and like sometimes you're hitting the bee by accident. Um, so let's go to our prefab. Oh, I'm looking in my plugin directory. Wrong place. Alright, prefabs, enemies, B orbiter. Radius needs to be smaller. Let's say 1.5, and let's slightly reduce the speed as well. Yeah, it's much easier to avoid in this case. So yeah, we're not really as being chased as much anymore. Yeah, now we can see the like active fleeing. Okay, this could work. I guess they should be slightly faster. I think I might have overdid it a little bit, so let's just give them a tiny bit more range and go back up to the previous speed. I think maybe the B-ball should be smaller as well, so it's harder to accidentally get. I know making things big makes them like more obviously important, but that was my thinking at the time. Blasted. But we saw when it was running all the way to the top right. I'm gonna have to add a note. Chase is a bit iffy. Movement switch is implemented, but maybe not best behavior to settle on long term. All right, I think I'm gonna call it there. Let's hop back to our main level and just jump through. Resource scenes test. Let's see what's left. So yeah, I guess some like tuning, some actually making it more deadly. The wall attack stuff, like if the wall attack was actually hurting, it would be like even more impossible than it is. This is like polish stuff, polish and telegraphs. Phases, I feel like it's time to add a general system so I can just benefit from the Rat King phases. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm either going to do the back half of these boss. I'm like 50-50 on the fence whether next week for the stream dev that I would do like round 3 of E-boss, doing those last few like tweaking and polish tasks, or if I just move on to boss number 3. I think in terms of like greater overall schedule, it's probably on pace at this point. That if I do 2 weeks of a third boss in the next 2 weeks, I could be putting it together in the third week. So it'd be something like the 26th I would start boss number 3. On the 3rd I would do the like second half, maybe not finish, but get in a decent state boss number 3. And then on the 10th of October, that should be the point where I can put it all together into like a vertical slice alpha type deal. You know, that's a big if, assuming I'm continuing to like make a solid progress on offline improvements beyond that, you know, planned stream boss dev. I guess what's left to be done. Some more tweaks on one-way platforms, like they have these edges here I don't like. Like you can block the edge sometimes. You hit it at a certain angle. Oh no, death. You can bonk the edge of one-way platforms if you hit them at the wrong angle, which I don't like. I want to fix that. Some ledge grab bugs still. Ledge grab, you know, the buggiest thing. It's just like, yeah, I think it's similar as if you hit at a specific angle, it doesn't work well. Also, if there's like a specific grounded angle, it doesn't work. You can see these sprite vines. I just drew this in paint. I don't know if I really love it. I probably want to get something closer to the quality of the asset I'm using here for the rest of the vine. And it also needs to be added to this like this grow shader dealy. I think the grow shader is in pretty good state, not perfect. It could probably use like 1 or 1.5 more rounds of pass. This flow stuff looks good, I think. But I don't know as much about the white background. That's something to consider. Shop UI is the last UI here that is pretty far behind. You know, we have more space to work with for starters. And the second thing is, like, I don't like the idea of this physical space being tied to the amount of items that can be shown. I think I might, like, just show one big item and let you cycle through them in, like, a circular buffer type deal. I could also potentially use the space above here if I'm not relying on in-game space. I could use the space above for, like, a secondary shop UI. Or maybe just change this offset and give more space to this down here. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, shop UI would be one thing to improve. I also want more of these like time bubbles. That was the idea of this. And this should grayscale everything other than this. And this should be glowy. And in the vein of that glowy, I do need to switch to lit. I think I want to be able to use lights and stuff. The visuals are definitely improving week on week, but it still looks a little bland, and I think lighting and glow could be sort of a game changer, especially with regard to the player. I gotta switch off this like omni-colored asset coloring at some point, and I think being able to make the player a little glowy could be pretty cool, especially during flow. So yeah, just UI is coming along, but I'd say shop UI is still a bit behind. Also, upgrade UI associated with challenge gems, misc, platforming, odds and ends like I'll say misplatforming bugs like ledge grab and one way at corner. Then we still need spline system and re-add collectibles. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it though. So yeah, we have to improve our shop a little bit. We have upgrade UI for like picking up an upgrade in the world. Because killing bosses will also reward you with an upgrade, so this is required to fully integrate bosses into the game. So yeah, just a little bit more platforming tweaks. I really just want to really see if I can make that platforming feel good, because that's, you know, what it is. That's a lot of the game, right? And then this spline system it's like a platforming guide, basically. In that I can put collectibles in a way that, you know, feels good to follow them. Hopefully it'll be an improvement on the platforming stuff. If you know, feel as though you do have decent control over your platforming, you could then follow these lines of collectibles and, you know, get a bunch of coins or whatever, that sort of thing. Yeah, and then just more bosses and level system. I do already have like some text to display the level, but it's just purely static text. So let's see, yeah, Meadow 1 here. This is just, will always say Meadow 1. It's not like reading from a level struct or anything. So yeah, let's see. I'll do one hop here to the top. Let's see if I can get a perfect, never mess up my flow. Get my flow barrier, my flow like reservoir here all the way full. I do like seeing, I used to, oops, I'm gonna get hit there. I used to turn to debug UI to see how close I am to the top, so I do appreciate this progress bar UI. It's a nice addition, I think. Oh no! Oh, I feel like that counts as not perfect, but at least I didn't get hit. Let's see if I can press up. Oh, there's the hit. God damn it. I didn't actually get hit far enough to get broken out of flow, though. I had enough of a buffer. See, that was just like a little bit of platforming weirdness. I think it was associated with checking a false positive ledge grab. There's just a few more little tweaks that need to happen to get that platforming feeling better. And yeah, we made it to the top. Let's fall back down. So yeah, Offline dev is significantly increased lately. Hope to keep that up. To have a lot of these sort of to-dos I called out here ready next week to talk about and show off. And in terms of the actual stream content next week, again, I'm not sure. 50-50, either gonna do one more stream on our BBoss or move on to XBoss and deal with the rest of the BBoss offline. A little bit unfortunate, didn't get through. I guess this was a little ambitious of a task list for today. It really, I think, was the Orbit run by player attack that ate up a lot of the time. I think it took like over an hour, just a little bit more complicated than I expected. Hit a few different issues. That weird start initialize issue ate a lot of time. Oh well, that's, I don't want to make excuses. I'll just have to make up for it with a healthy amount of offline dev. Hopefully get that. Maybe I'll be able to show you the Wasp boss in really good shape as well, in addition to some of these things. That'd be super cool. And then we can just move on to the third boss. But yeah, getting towards 9, so that's gonna be it for me for tonight. Thanks for tuning in or watching this VOD somewhere. Follow me any of the places, Quiet Bench Zen. Good night.